Hello. When I read the briefing documents about what was expected from us, a bit like Albert, I was sort of confused and also lost the will to live because I've never. Well, the trouble is everybody's looking for tips, aren't they, about how to run good businesses? And the worst people on earth to actually give you any tips about how to run anything are the people who are actually doing it. Because what happens in real life is that you describe your life backwards. I am here, so the reason I got here must have been for a purpose. So de facto, all those things I did must have led me here, which is utter bollocks. Because the truth is, real life is about making loads and loads of mistakes, having a couple of lucky breaks along the way, and actually it's usually a razor blade difference between success and failure. It really is. I mean, the Eden Project is a case in point. Just for those of you who've never been there or know nothing about it, it's a 34-acre clay pit with a whacking great hole. We've built the world's greatest conservatories in it. We have a turnover of about £19 million a year. We've got 500-odd staff. We've contributed £930 million into the Cornish economy over the last 7 years, which is more than double the entire European funding for the whole of the Southwest over the same period. We're very political. When we built it, we always intended that we should run it as if we were around our kitchen table, because where most people go wrong, well, most men go wrong, is that they don't realise the common sense you have at your kitchen table gets completely buggered when you then go to work and feel you have to impress other men. And, well, it's true. I mean, look, come on. Would this financial crisis be with us if we had equal men and women in the boardrooms? Of course not. We know that's true. The other tips the tips I give. So that was the Eden Project, okay. And if I'm not going to tell you any more, don't be so mean. Come and visit, right? But the things I've learnt about business are, first of all, distrust anybody who uses the word centre of excellence. Out of the box, joined up thinking, leading edge, cutting edge, bleeding edge, which is when I assume you're too close to the cutting edge, and make absolutely sure that you have nothing to do with anybody who thinks they're capable of thinking the unthinkable. You can't think the unthinkable. But what you can do is to sit down next to a kitchen table and realise that some of the world's great businesses were actually created around kitchen tables, and the reason they're created around kitchen tables is you're normally sensible at that point. If you want to, for those of you watching at home, don't do that. But for those of you watching at home, check out places like the Griffin Hospital near Boston. Yeah, fantastic place. Why did it go from the worst hospital in America to the best hospital in 5 years? You know what they did? Revolutionary. They asked all the potential patients who lived around them what sort of hospital they wanted to visit and built it. Why don't we do that sort of stuff? Probably one of the best schools in the world, the Manchester School in Pittsburgh, the roughest part of Pittsburgh. It's a fantastic school because the guy who runs it, the most inspirational man I've ever seen on a stage, he has a motto about running it, which is if it's good enough for rich folks, it's good enough for poor folks too. Wonderful. I saw 500 grown-ups cry when he spoke about what happens if you forget to put limits on people and actually assume that everybody is capable of fantastic things. Because people are fantastic things, but you actually need to believe it. What I learned in the music business before I went into Eton was something really profound, which was to shape my life, which was if you love something yourself and you are not a freak, there will be millions and millions and millions and millions of people like you. So therefore, the only problem is marketing. Let them know about it, and you've got a big market. It's simple. But you see, the thing about business gurus is they get paid an awful lot of money to tell you it's difficult. You do need to know stuff. The only thing about writing your life backwards that you discover is you've got to understand where the world is going. Others will talk about it far more articulately than I. But from where I sit, we are heading into a period which is probably about as big as going from before the Industrial Revolution and jumping straight into the middle of the white-hot heat of it. Every child that is today at school is going to go through changes that are bigger than the dawning of the Renaissance. We have 40 years to cut 80% of our carbon usage out. And if you read magazines or papers like the Daily Mail and the rest of it, it seems like a funny ha-ha Yahoo think let's change our bloody light bulbs and let's insulate our house better and have a few less car journeys and we won't treat ourselves to that holiday. If it's that simple, let's all go to the pub. Be serious. It is a huge change we're coming across, and a huge opportunity too, because the sort of businesses that are going to emerge from this are going to be those businesses that recognize that sharing, as opposed to the individuation of us, we've come from a culture where the individual is celebrated and choice is celebrated. And what's going to happen is we're going to start to explore what shared resources are, membership clubs for ownership of things. You're not going to be able to buy certain things. You're only going to be able to lease them. If you think I'm dreaming, it's already happening in Germany. White goods. A lot of white goods are now rented over there, leased over there. And by the middle of next year, all white goods have to be 100% recyclable.